All right, what's up, everybody? Another episode. Broken Door Conversations, every Monday, every Thursday, we're on everything: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I am Seiko.
I'm Josh.
That's Josh, yeah. And previous episode was about the Matrix. This one, I kind of want to talk about a current topic that's kind of hot lately, which is about this Idaho killer guy. And and the reason why I'm really interested about it is because he's from Washington, where we're located at, which is crazy.
I didn't even actually know that.
Yeah, he went to Wazoo,
Oh,
Washington State University.
Damn.
That was here.
So we got a lot of serial killers here that are
Yeah,
from there.
people might. I know people that go there. They might have known him.
Yeah, damn.
Apparently, this guy there was a murder that happened, and it was four people that got murdered. Two of them were a couple. And the other two were girls that just so happened to be in the house, I think was the situation. So apparently there was this guy who was taking a criminology class, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
And he was stalking, I forgot the details exactly, but he was stalking somebody, and I forgot the motive. I pretty much forgot everything. All I know is that this man was stalking somebody, went to their house, and just killed like everybody in that house. And there was like some collateral damage, because he was really just trying to kill, I think, a certain somebody, but ended up killing like 4 people in total. And these people just so happened to be there, which is like hella sad.
Yeah. Which is, so I don't know, because I still think he's trying to claim his innocence, right?
How? I mean,
no, I was like, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure the police, they wouldn't just randomly arrest, like, after all that stuff, after like a month plus. So I'm pretty sure they got the guy, but that being said,
he looks like he killed them.
He does.
Did you see him?
Yeah, he does.
Some people just got a cold, dead look. He has it.
A
Dahmer look.
Now, what's funny is this is gonna be a side note. Thanks to my ADHD brain, but you say that. So I don't know if you know that guy. That's he's like this Mexican actor. I forgot his name.
George Lopez. Sorry.
He has like a tattoo of a lady on his chest. He's been in the movie Desperado. Danny Trejo.
Oh yeah.
So he was in a movie called It was with Nicolas Cage. He was in a movie with him, and it was Con Air. So I don't know if you ever watched Con Air, but it has how am I forgetting all these actors' names?
You don't gotta get on the details. Just
all right.
Tell
Well,
me
it was important.
Oh, was it?
But the actor's name, John Cusack.
Okay.
All right, so you know who that is, right? John Cusack.
I know him, yeah.
Well, Danny Trejo, who's been to prison, I don't know if you knew that. He actually was in prison.
Surprised.
That's why he's
looking at him.
That's how he got his acting job. He was a prisoner that they need people to look like they're in prison. He's like, he just got out of prison. He's like, oh
that's
shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was saying that John Cusack, out of all the people, it's a prison movie. It's like Con Air is like about prisoners take over a plane and they try to escape.
Con Air.
Con Air. Yeah.
Okay.
In the title.
In the air.
So
I just thought about the blow dryer.
Which this was that's crazy. But he thought that out of everybody that was on all the cast that was there and all the people he was working with, he said that John Cusack, that everybody, that guy is the most terrifying person. I know, like, John Cusack, of all the different people that he was working with, it's because there's something behind his eyes. He's had, like, this stare, enough to scare him, and he's been to prison, around prisoners, and around murderers. He's like, I've been around murderers. I've been around prisoners. That guy, he scared the shit out of me.
Did he turn out to be a serial killer?
No, John Cusack, but it makes me wonder if it's enough to scare someone actually been to prison around murderers to give him that same fright. That tells me he must have something that's in him. That not saying he's a serial killer, but whatever that is, that's in.
I do think actors, especially if you're really good, you gotta be a little crazy. Yeah. Because look at Heath Ledger and the Joker role.
Oh yeah, that fucked him up. Yeah,
and it brought him down a bad path. But
no, it's
you can look at. Fuck, what was I gonna say? I had a great point about there was that going back to acting and the eyes. I think for American Psycho, the guy who played that character,
Batman dude.
Yeah, didn't he say that he got inspired from another actor?
I don't know. I didn't actually know that.
Okay, so I don't know the names of the actors, but the guy that played American Psycho,
Christian Bale,
he saw another guy play a role in a certain movie, but apparently he wasn't even scared of the role. Apparently the actor itself just has such a creepy vibe to him that he based his whole American Psycho role on that actor.
Damn.
So that actor just being themselves just has serial killer vibes for some reason.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I forgot who the name was because I really want to say it because actors. So I would like to know if you agree with what he said. He said one of the actors he knows just same thing with John Cusack, has very cold eyes.
So I don't know if it was just his eyes, but it's like I don't see that in the movie. But he said like to
the presence,
his,
whatever,
he's just being around him.
Yeah.
He's like to his core. He's like, man, that guy, I ain't gonna fuck with him. That's
you know
what
what's
said.
interesting though? I heard, I was listening to a podcast, and the podcaster's dad worked at a prison. And no, they didn't work at a prison.
Yeah.
They were a prisoner in the prison. Okay, completely different. And they said, well, they were a prisoner in that prison. It was around the same time that a famous serial killer was there. I forgot what was his name, but it was that guy who they would like roll on a dolly, and he had like a mask on him. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, Hannibal Lecter, dude.
Hannibal Lecter. I think it was him.
Yeah.
And he said that when Hannibal Lecter was rolled past his
Hannibal
cell.
Lecter's a movie.
Okay, the actual killer.
I know
Do you
the
know
actual
what's his
killer,
name?
no. But he had the mask of Hannibal Lecter? I didn't know that was a real person.
Well, there was a serial killer that was rolled on a dolly.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had a mask. Maybe I'm just mixing up details because I think Hannibal Lecter was also rolled and had a mask. But anyway, this prisoner is a tough guy. You know, he's seen shit. You know, seen murders. He's a gangster. Seen a bunch of crime. Tough guy, right? But he said that when the guards rolled past his cell with that serial killer,
I feel that
he
energy.
just felt a presence that he never felt ever. You know, he just felt like it was like the devil or something crazy, you know? And that's just crazy that like some people just have this presence to them.
I will say that presence. The only reason I will say that
It can be good or bad.
No, that because I feel like there are energies. I feel like that is the biggest key.
That's what I was trying to get at. Like some people got good energy, you want to be around them, but there's like serial killers that just you can just tell, you know? Isn't that interesting?
Well, no, it is, and that's what freaks me out. So because I didn't know that one dude, that Brian, whatever his name is, that was like dude that Idaho murder suspect, whatever, was from Washington. Because when I dropped one of our friends off, Christian, at a place in West Seattle, right? Going home, I ended up having to take a back road. I forgot why, but I ended up going this one area, and all of a sudden, this feeling of fucking dread came over me. I'm not talking about the thickest negative energy. I'm like, I was in the middle of nowhere. There was just like train tracks and some like abandoned, it wasn't like abandoned. It's just like there's like you can see like there was like a factory not that far away. It was like made like a concrete factory. I'm not sure what it was, but I wasn't that far from it. I just know where I was driving, there was nothing around. It was just wilderness. But man, it's the most terrifying energy I ever felt. Like I felt like I was gonna die. Like survival instinct, fight or flight kicked in. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking around. I'm like, there ain't no one around. And I'm like, that's like serial killer energy. I don't know what I felt. So I ended up just testing it. I drove there with my wife to see if she'd feel anything. Didn't say anything. Crazy, I just drove through there, and she's like,
"Did you tell her?"
No, I didn't tell her anything. She's just driving a car out of nowhere. She's like, wait, what the fuck? She's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, do y'all see? I was like, she's like, keep going, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop at stop signs. I was just laughing.
Man. I'm not driving. Dude,
I only find it by accident. I have to turn off the highway. That's the only reason I found it. You have to turn off highway access, and it routes you around.
I see.
So I'll take you there. I won't say anything. I'll see if you can feel it.
Okay.
So shit, we can plan this out if you want to do this over the weekend or something like that.
But I also don't. You know me. I don't mess with stuff like that. I gotta think about it.
I don't know what that is, but if it's anything like the energy you're talking about, that shit scared the fuck out of me. Like enough where I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here because I'm about to die. It's what it feels like. It really feels like you're about to die. Yeah. It is the most terrifying energy I've ever felt.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
It is thick. It is thick. I'm talking about. It feels like it's right next to you, behind your shoulder.
I know what you mean.
And
I know what you mean.
There was nothing out there. There's nothing. I've never been there in the daytime.
Have you ever felt that before?
What?
That energy?
I just said that.
No. Like, besides that
a couple
moment.
times. Oh, yeah, I felt that.
Because, like, for example, let's say you met a serial killer before. Yeah. Did you feel that same energy?
So
that would have meant that could have been
I've never felt that when I was in the area. I'm sure I've met serial killer. I'm sure all of us have at one point in our lives.
Hope not.
Because I'm sure they exist like crazy out there. You know, I don't know if that's true, but I feel like of all the murderers, I'm sure that we've run across it. It's just it's mathematically it's a possibility.
I think so, yeah.
You know, but I've never really felt energies like that from a person. But I have felt energies like that in areas. Like usually when I was trying to go somewhere and abandoned, like is back in Texas, I was trying to. Well, my friends wanted to go in this like abandoned house, and I was like, you know what? I don't. It'd be like, oh, this feels wrong. Like I don't know. It doesn't feel right. I just remember something. Yeah, it was like this. It doesn't feel right. And they're like, oh, you're just being a pussy. I'm like, nah. I was like, y'all can fucking go. I was like, I'm gonna. I don't. Whatever this feeling is, I listen to it. Yeah. It says no. I'm good. Yeah. It's like we can go somewhere else, but some saying don't go in there. I don't know what was in there. I didn't test. I ain't. That's my intuition. If I listened to it, if I started following it, I could have been where I died. Who knows?
Speaking of like unexplained things, I just remember something. Because you're talking about abandoned houses and stuff, right? I remember as a kid, we had some experiences with stuff like that. I remember this isn't an abandoned house story,
Yeah.
but I remember I was chilling at my friend's house one time, and then my mom calls me to pick me up early for some reason. I'm like, why are we going home early? Apparently, someone threw a rock through our window,
Oh shit! All right.
and it just fucking broke the whole window, and like they called the police and everything. To this day, I still don't know how that happened. I think we have a hater in the neighborhood that just didn't like us and like
Yeah.
fucked with my and they knew where I live or something,
Yeah.
right? But what's interesting is that I think I don't remember what was the time difference, but I remember there was another time where me and my friends and we were living in an apartment at this time when the rock thing happened. We were walking out of my apartment in the staircase area, and then there was like it was like an open, like the apartment's not like a closed building. It's open, like you can walk through it and stuff. And I remember that there's staircases. One leads to the second level and one leads
Okay.
to the top level, right? I lived on the second level, and I remembered that as we were walking down the staircase from the second level to like the base level, a rock was thrown from the third level at us.
Oh shit!
Right, a huge rock at me and my friends, and it almost hit us, but it didn't. And we ran. We were terrified, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually I had to go home, so we came back, and the rock was still there, but this rock had red stuff on it. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened here? You
Yeah.
know? And still to this day, I still don't know who threw that rock.
Damn. So it could have been someone got hit with it and then it was just falling down.
No, it was like
someone you saw someone.
no, but we didn't see someone throw it. But this rock didn't come out of nowhere. We were in a building.
Yeah, yeah.
It had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like think about this TV.
So like it didn't come from the building. It came from outside the building.
No, it was in the building.
in the building,
We were
okay.
if someone was on the third level inside the
threw it
apartment building, and threw that rock at us.
Damn.
And to this day, I still don't know who it is, but
Yeah.
I'm still wondering what that red stuff is. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
like,
blood.
yeah, it was like you could if it was dry blood, it would be pretty dark. I don't know if it
Nah,
would
it
be
was-
crusty.
It's kind of like this red right here on this mic. Yeah,
That's weird.
but to this day, I still don't know what I don't know what happened. You know,
Interesting.
I'm like,
No, man, someone's out for you.
if that hit us, honestly, that could have killed
Yeah,
me.
no, at
it was
least-
a big rock.
yeah,
Yeah,
damn.
like someone threw it at us.
I mean, sometimes it could just be kids doing because they're bored. I've done stupid stuff like that because I was bored. Not just what would happen. You know, I don't know.
I think we had a hater in that.
That could be it too,
honestly.
man. You never know.
Because in that neighborhood, I was like the last generation
Yeah.
where we like hang out in the neighborhood with all the kids, and you know, kids not gonna always get along. So I think we had someone that didn't like us.
Well, that's the thing that I kind of it'll circle back, just like that. It will circle back to that the serial killer dude, but like those things in life, like those people that got murdered,
Mhm.
and because I feel like we're not meant to just die like that. We're not meant to just boop, we're dead because one person makes a decision.
Yeah.
There's a serial killer. I remember he had this thing where he was stalking this family. For some reason, wanted to kill him. I don't really know the reason why he chose this family, but I think he just wanted to kill. That's and they were there and they're out in the middle of nowhere, which could be similar. They just he said that this serial killer's thoughts. He's like, it's saying that listen to intuition. This is it's the negative, intrusive, and positive intrusive thoughts. He said, if the door's unlocked, I'll go in.
Oh, I heard about him.
Yeah,
I heard
and he
about
goes
this
over
guy.
there,
Yeah.
and the door was unlocked.
Yeah.
So he went in the
And
house.
that was like his fucked up logic.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's not locked. That means I'm allowed.
Yeah,
in.
and he listened. That's the
But obviously
universe
you're
telling
not,
me.
you
Yeah, it's
know,
like that's
but-
the universe
yeah,
telling me that's
yeah.
what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And which is terrifying because that's what I'm listening to. But I'm just the positive spectrum is my intentions.
Okay, I
you
see
know,
what you're saying.
but I feel like low frequency.
Yeah,
if you're a
yeah.
higher frequency right now, but you're tuned into that,
Yeah.
you're gonna have the higher
Yeah,
frequency
yeah.
shit going on.
Yeah.
If you're a lower frequency, intuition will still work for you. It's just lower frequency. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing bad shit. You're not doing good
So you
shit.
think people have their intuition, but in a negative way?
Any intuition can be bad
What
or
do you
good.
think that is?
No, it's just more like it's just because remember,
'Cause
he
to
asked
me-
the question, he manifested it in a sense. I don't know if that's true or not.
Wait, what
But
question
remember, he's
was it?
like, if the door's unlocked,
Oh, okay.
I'll go in there because he has that. It's a sureness. It's a
Okay.
certainty that's within that person,
Yeah.
regardless if they're bad or good. It's
Yeah.
a certainty that's in them,
Yeah.
and it's almost like you're manifesting in yourself, even though it's gonna be a bad intent.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, like those people that because that one person's decisions, they made that decision which caused them to kill people. I don't know if this dude that is now arrested for these Idaho murders, but it makes me wonder, like the people that were there. There's obviously people that lived that were in the basement that they just getting caught. So you don't know if this dude just killed them randomly or he wanted to kill all of them. So they haven't released all those details yet. But it makes me wonder, like those people that were in there didn't know they're gonna die.
I know.
But like because I don't feel like we're not all meant to die. Obviously, it happens, but it's like if they made small decisions, would it have affected them differently? Would they have ended up there? Would they have not been there? You know, like certain decisions led them to be there. It's like, can you be aware enough to guide yourself out of those situations? Like, because how many of those have I accidentally almost happened to me? Yeah. That negative energy I don't know if I could have died there, but that's the only time I ever felt that, where I'm like, am I testing fate? You know, what am I like? I don't know when you're supposed to listen. You can fuck yourself up, but it makes you wonder, what if they chose a different decision and they wouldn't have been there that night?
I don't know, man. That's a tough thing to talk about because it's people passed away.
It is,
you know?
But I just meant like in general.
I get what you're saying, though.
Because I don't know if this will be possible, but I feel like if we end up being hyper aware of things, of our decisions that we're making, and I think if we are always conscious, not just subconsciously doing shit, which is most of us do that. We subconsciously do shit all the time. But if we start being more aware of, okay, well, I'm doing this, all of our stuff has intention behind it, we could probably
manipulate reality.
Yeah, in a sense, because we started just doing these normal decisions, but by you doing that, you might get in a car accident.
Maybe we're all Neo, and we just have to realize we are God, and then once we realize that, we can start doing whatever.
I'm dead serious. You know? I'm at this point in life where I'm literally like, I don't know. I'm questioning fucking everything.
I believe that, honestly. I believe when you flip that switch and you genuinely believe it, shit happens. Because I was listening to this podcast that I always listen to, and it's this couple, and the girl always talks about manifestation and following the gut. And she says, honestly, I'm just winging in life. I'm just going through it and following my gut.
That's how I've always done it.
And guess what? Recently, she just followed her gut and got into poker and just really went hard on that. And fucking won the World Series of Poker. Got like 4th place. Yeah. Her first try. The chance of that is so rare. That's like your first year of trying to become an NBA star and you become LeBron James. Yeah. She did it, you know? No, it's because she just followed her gut. Yeah, and she always talks about that. And then all of her friends were so surprised, like, what happened? But her husband, of course, her husband's gonna know everything about her. And it's like, I'm not surprised because I've always known my wife. And she's always followed her gut and always done stuff like this. It's just now that she achieved something so big that everybody else saw it.
Well, it's like the thing right now I saw like with Ashley, with her wanting to quit her job.
Yeah.
We don't have enough backup. We ain't got shit. Though right in my apartment, you've been there. It's not super cheap. Yeah. So it does make me nervous. We have a little bit of money saved up, but we also have some debt as well. Yeah. So it's like we have things to pay off. But I'm with that. If your intuition is saying that 100%, like this, and it feels right, listen to it. Yeah. Okay, because you have to. That's the same thing with Neo. You have to let things happen. You have to come that thing like, okay, fuck it. I'll let this shit die. Yeah. And regardless of what happens, and then things may happen. You have to take that chance. You have to be brave and not let fear rule you. And that's like, it falls into that, and it does freaks me out. I don't know. It's like one of those not knowing, but. That's the only way. You have to be brave in this life to go after things. If you want something, if you want anything different, you got to be something different. Yeah. To do things differently, you'll achieve something different for sure. Yeah. We get stuck in life. It's easy, and it's like I don't even realize I do it half the time. But the stuff like that does kind of freak me out because like if we do listen to these like that gut feeling and how it leads you, if you're in a positive mindset and you want a positive thing, I feel like it can lead you there if you're listening. But it's like. We have to learn how to be still enough to be able to hear. Even when we're still and quiet, sometimes in my head I'm not. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not being still in my head. I might be still outwardly, but in my head, I'm still chaotic. I'm all thinking all these different things. I need to learn how to slow my mind down, which is hard. That's why meditation is great. And that's why...
I got to get into that.
Meditation is great.
My dad meditates.
Yeah, and that's where like... I will see the different things with religion, like prayer. That's its own form of meditation, and it's
I think that's a way of manifesting in a way.
And it helped me learn how to do that on my own. And because usually when I prayed, it wasn't always nothing that I ever had to do with myself. It was about other people. I never focused on myself when I prayed because I never thought of myself as anything to pray about. But I really feel like manifestation, however you want to do it. The only time it's ever worked out for me, where it's like boom, instant. Was when I wasn't trying to do anything. I remember like I was playing horseshoes and I looked at my cousin and I was like, I was just messing around being stupid. I was like, I'm gonna get a ringer. I looked at it like this, I'm gonna get a ringer. I just threw it.
That's another thing. It freaked me out. It's interesting where sometimes you just have to, going back to the Matrix, you just have to let go. Yeah. And just genuinely trust and believe. And things just kind of work out that way.
If you have to be willing. That's the thing. You have to have that.
And Neo believed in it so much that he died. You know, that's how much he trusted it. He's like, I'm not dead.
Yeah, well, remember the Oracle said one of y'all have to die.
Yeah.
one of you'll have to.
Oh yeah,
you remember that? Yeah,
it was true.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's
yeah.
you have to let things go. You have to. It's a small choice because what if he chose to kill Morpheus? He wouldn't have been the one.
Yeah.
If he chose, we're going now. This is part 2 of the Matrix.
I know.
And you probably clip these together and add them in.
Yeah.
But so Morpheus, right? If he chose to kill him right there, pull it out, he wouldn't have been the one. I don't think he would have been Neo because it's like you let that part of you die because it's like, I don't know, who knows what would happen. It's an alternate, it's a Y moment in life that would who knows where that world would have went. But him choosing that, and she said one of y'all had to die, he died, then that helped him become the one. It's like you had to shed that part of yourself, that skin that wasn't really you. And learning to do that, that's a hard fucking thing to do.
And again, you going back to believing.
Yeah.
Morpheus believes genuinely that Neo was the one.
Yeah.
Even
without a doubt,
without a doubt, and
nothing could alter that.
Even when the Oracle told Neo that he wasn't, and I'm sure that Morpheus could feel that.
Yeah.
There was something that whatever, right?
But to him,
no matter what,
an absolute.
He still believed it.
Yeah. To him,
no
it was.
He just trusted it.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what we got to do. Yeah.
And
I think that's why religion is so big, because people apply that same concept towards God. They just genuinely believe and trust God.
And that's what is scary, because that's when they'll be like, oh, he wants me to do this, because they don't know how to differentiate between the things. And that's where, like, you can have a thought and like, oh, this is what God's telling me to do. Who knows what? It can. That's why religion can be super scary.
Yeah, it is.
But
definitely.
It's the same with the serial killer. One dude is like, if it's open, then it means it's for me to open for me.
Yeah, I think that's just fucked up.
It is.
But let me ask you this: when it comes to serial killer, though, do you think it's nature or nurture?
So it depends.
Because I think it's nurture.
So there's different. Psychopaths are born. Sociopaths are made.
But here's the thing, though. I know that, and I agree with that. But the thing is, just because you're a psychopath doesn't mean you want to kill somebody. You have to have that want to kill somebody. That's why, in my opinion, I think it's nurture. Because literally every serial killer out there, horrible childhood. So maybe nature, they could have been a psychopath, but I believe if they had a good childhood, they wouldn't want to kill somebody.
So I will tell you how I've come to believe is I have a fucked up family, and my brother actually is diagnosed as a narcopath. He's narcissistic personality disorder with psychopathic tendencies. Yeah. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. I know I have something like that in me as well. I have things where I don't feel emotions properly. I still struggle with it. Yeah. I might be sociopath, psychopathic. I don't know. That's in me. Yeah. But it is. I do agree. Nurture can help. Yeah. But I think it's just genetic markers, because my dad has this thing that I have, and my brother has it, and I have it. We all three have the same fucked up, weird genetic thing, and it makes me wonder if it's like a marker, like. Because they talk about this, like, so if you're born and raised in a proper family, your parents are supposed to give you the tools to help you learn how to be a better human being. Now, growing up in a fucked up home, you don't get tools. They're just like, hey, do whatever the fuck ever. I'm not gonna fucking help you because we're gonna be a shitty parent, not give a shit. Yeah. And that can help cause all, if you already have these predisposed markers like psychopathic traits or whatever. Yeah. If you weren't having nurturing parents to help you. Learn how to deal with this shit, then you'll just repeat the same fucking patterns, because genetics are like, in the Bible it talks about generational curses. It's like you'll just repeat the same fucking patterns your parents do. It's what they do. You have to learn how to separate yourself. Now, I struggle with things. I had urges and thoughts to hurt people a couple times in my life, and it's not okay. And it's like, that's what made me question, like, sometimes I'd be standing in line and then I'd have the urge to hurt somebody.
That's crazy,
man.
No,
it freaked me out. I was in Blockbuster once. I was sitting there standing in line.
I don't know if you want to say that.
I'm not worried about it. Okay. I'm not afraid to be open. So I remember standing in line at a Blockbuster, and I had the thought and urge to slit that person's throat.
That's fucking crazy.
And I was like, I knew if I did it, I could do it so fast, and no one would recognize it, because I always have knives on me. I don't have knives on me anymore.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, no, I do. I always carry knives with me. But like, I have those. I used to have those urges and thoughts. It freaked me out. I'm like, why do I want to do this so bad? Like, I wanted the feeling of it on me. I wanted to feel the warmth of the blood. It was weird.
God damn.
It freaked me out when I was younger, and I didn't know what to do about it.
That reminds me of your DMT trip, because remember.
So on my DMT trip, I felt blood covered all over me, and I looked at my animals covered in fucking blood. My wife wasn't, but my animal looked like he was drenched in it, and the way my wife was reacting toward me.
Mean to distract you.
It freaked me out, because I felt like I was dying. I felt bloody. Every time I touched myself, it just felt like blood pouring down my arm. I'm like, I did something bad. Yeah. Either I just killed somebody, or I'm dying right now and there's blood all over me, and it's me dying. I didn't know. Yeah. But I don't know. I still.
That's what he felt during his DMT trip. Yeah. Not while he was at Blockbuster.
Not while I was at Blockbuster a long time ago. No. I've had my issues with troubled past, but like I've grown from it. Like I said, if it wasn't for religion at a younger age, who knows what the fuck, I probably would be in jail. Me discovering Christianity at 11 years old, the thought that I had was down Blockbuster, I was probably 19 at the time, but I just put my shit down. I walked out the store. I'm like, I don't know why I had this. I'm like, I don't want to leave it. I don't want to be around this area.
Yeah.
Because like it would happen to me, but then I would struggle, and I still get these urges, and
but then you made the choice.
They did. It's a choice.
Going back, everything
it
is a result of all the choices you made.
It is, and I chose not to do that.
Because you could be in jail.
Well, I still even when I get angry at my anger levels, these feelings creep back. Like usually, the angrier I get, the less connected I feel to myself. That my anger is
like you see red.
Not just seeing red, it's more like I stopped caring about everything, and it's like I know I could. So I still have my logical brain works.
Yeah.
I still logically understand. Like I had urge, I want to hurt this person so bad. I know I could do it, but like, what would be the point if I did that?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's gonna be repercussions from it. I have so many other things happen. It's like the only thing
ripples.
ever stopped me from wanting to really hurt some people was I had the thought and urges. I remember seeing these psychopaths. The reason this guy, he said, I just shot my grandma, so I just want to see what she'd look like when I did it. Is out of curiosity. And the thing is, I've had those fucking thoughts.
That's fucking crazy.
Did I act on them? No. I
crazy.
never acted on them, thankfully. But I've had those thoughts, and I entertain those thoughts, and that's a terrifying thing that I entertain those.
Yeah.
And I realize, most people don't have these thoughts. And that tells me it's probably a genetic marker. I don't know if I'm sociopath, psychopathic. I have no idea. But it's in me. But it all boils down to choices. Now, I didn't have the best father, but I had a good mom that taught me not to fucking lie. And even though I still learned to lie with the truth, it's easier. I hate fucking lying because I didn't like having to remember shit. So it's easier to tell the truth. Who gives a shit, you know?
So
if people are gonna,
you don't gotta keep up with this.
I don't want to keep up with it, and
lies.
also it's like, what's the point? Like I've done things for sure. I wish I could take back, but it's like it is boiled down. Though. It is everybody, but it's like it does boil down to a choice, and I could have chose different things. My brother Chris, he chooses things all the time, and it fucks him up. It fucks his life up. He's never killed anybody as far as I know, but he's the genetic markers as far as I know. But that's what started making me think these genetic markers, because the fact that my dad, my brother, and me all fucking similar, almost to the fucking T, because we have things about us that it just doesn't make sense. It's like people say it's like I think it's like I don't know if I can have PTSD because of my aphasia or something like that, but it's like the way I'm able to like compartmentalize things. I can separate myself. I know that's not normal. It's like a disassociation. But I feel like that is a genetic marker that's in us, that's in people. But you growing up with a nature versus nurture is a part of it. Now, that's like if I was born, because I was born with that trait, and now they're still part of me and they get unlocked. So it's like these genetic markers that it's like a door. It's like basically it's a door that can easily be opened. It's so fucking easy. And I know they can tell by a brain scan how people's brains are, because it's like there's people that have autism. There's some people that have like savant syndrome, where they'll think of complicated problems and their brain will just the information comes from the back to the front, and it uses this one pathway to these complicated math procedures. Normal brains don't do that. They'll use different sides at one time, and then he can't button his shirt. He can't do small stuff.
Shit.
It's like it's weird the brain can do that stuff. So the fact that he is like that, how his brain is now, other psychopaths, how their brains would be, and sociopaths, it's going to be separated. It's usually damage to their frontal cortex can be caused, but different things I feel like can trigger things. Like there's a door that can be open regardless. Like it could be just certain trauma. Getting beat a certain amount can, I think, help. Like if you start feeling a certain amount of energy, negative, positive, it's going to have an effect. Like same the equivalent exchange, just like the TV show Full Alchemist I bring up all the time, because I feel like that.
It's a great show.
But like I can get into some details on it. Like my dad, he's very abusive, and I feel like that energy that was with that, it has an effect. It went somewhere. It got to a point when I was a little kid, I was getting beat so much, I started laughing because I stopped. I didn't act like it didn't hurt me. And this is like when I was young. Like, I'm talking about 7 and younger. I was getting beat
like
so
coping,
much.
That's probably
probably.
Yeah.
But I acted like the pain. I didn't feel the pain anymore, and it made him more mad. But it's like that didn't help. But I feel like that energy that's in that it's going somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you, like, when we talked about how babies, like, even you were saying your parents divorced, there's an energy there. Even if they're arguing, you're not going to know what's going on. It's going to cause you to develop these symptoms and things like that. So if you already had, like, let's say if a baby's a clean slate, right? If a baby is perfect and clean, which I don't agree with that because you're born with things, but if you experience a certain negative energy or positive energy, it can help guy thing. Even as a baby, you don't know anything, but I bet you can feel those fucking energies.
You know, I think I can also bring science into this.
Yeah.
And because in science, they say energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one state to another.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that applies to emotions too.
100%.
If you have a mad energy and you're fighting somebody, you're transferring that shit into them.
Yeah.
And if you're having a shitty day at work and you come home to your spouse, you're going to transfer that into them if you're not careful, you know?
No,
so I think that too.
And
I think everything in this world, it can't be, it's not from nowhere. Everything's connected. Everything is literally connected. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. And I think that everything happens for a reason. And I think that just, you know.
But you say you don't believe in fate, but then you say everything happened for a reason.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it is.
You just said. I don't want to believe in fate.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I don't like I don't like the feeling of not having a free will.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does feel like there's a certain things are put in motion. But at the same time, sorry. No, it's go.
I was gonna say like how I understood this as a child when I was trying to make sense of what God, because people argue like if we existed, you know, like God knows our beginning and end. I'm like, how will you know all that stuff? I'm like, well, the way I saw it is like every action we do, just like a choice right now. Like if I was to sit here and just stab you right now and you're gonna be dead, people wouldn't react. Aaron probably wouldn't know. No one would really know.
I think he would know.
Yeah, no, he would know eventually because it's being recorded.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's a choice, and that's gonna alter my life a drastic way. Obviously, right? These small little choices.
I would have liked it if we used a different example instead of me dying.
Just
instead of you murdering me.
But I just meant like.
Could you manifest? You have powers. So I don't want to manifest that. Okay.
No. But I just meant like in general, like these small choices. If you think of us as an endpoint, we had a beginning point. Our endpoint's already known. Now, if you look at it like that, if it's a straight line, no one ever goes that. But intuition could be the most direct straight line to your end.
Oh my God, that was such a wow.
No, listen, hold on.
That was okay.
Yeah. So if you look at it,
for sure.
Yeah, because this is how I understood things when I was with God. Like if there's end point and bottom point, right?
Can you restart from the beginning just so we can get it?
Yeah. So I had this. This is just my theory that I try to understand. Like there's our beginning point. We're born right here at the beginning. Our end point right at the end. Now our choices. Think of it like a line. Like we're waving like this. We're going in and out. The balance, we want to try to be in the center. That's the balance. We tend to go up and down. That's life. Downwards, like, oh, the bad shit happening, good shit happening. We just tend to always be like this constant wave. That's us. Mm-hmm. But intuition, I feel like it's like the shortcut to help get you on that path. Now, like me and Ashley, how we were synced up as a kid. Like we're always on the straight, narrow path. We were syncing up. Oh, almost ready to meet. Nope, not yet. And all of a sudden, clashed at the fucking perfect moment in time. And then now our shit's waving together because we're together. We're one, right? Yeah, we're a unit, and that's how it should be. If you're fucking getting married, I know this is religious shit. It's all about being one. If you're choosing to have a partner in life that you want as a partner, you have to learn how to be one with that person, and that's the only thing to make it fucking work. It's hard as fuck, but when you sync up together, you will be one, and and that's how you can join this journey together. Otherwise, you'll be separate people. Because like people were asking my wife, like, do y'all split the rent? No, we're the same fucking. It's all together. It's all there's no separation of anything. That's how that's my belief in that. But anyway, us linking all together like that. So where it's like these little waves and stuff like that, right? So if you look at negative things, so if I was to do what I just said, I know you want a different example. I know if I just did that, right? That will take my path this way. Maybe I won't ever go back. So if that was my original journey, now I just altered it drastically. That wasn't what I was supposed to do. Okay. It might be possible one day, if I ever got out of jail, I might get back to that journey. One day, who knows what? But that's where my path went. Now, I'm not saying just because your path may have went that direction, it don't mean you can get out of that direction. There could be ways to get out of it and get back. But you listening to your intuitive self, I feel like that's how you get there. Now, people that end up being homeless, I feel like that's how they get down the bad path. They went down the wrong way, and that's where their life went a wrong direction. You know, something like that.
Kept going,
you can lose your fucking destiny or path, or if you get murdered. Same thing like that. Dying, car accident, whatever. That'll alter your flow. We're supposed to have an ending point. Now, what you're doing in the meantime, how you're acting, your choices, that's what most people don't think, oh, it's just a regular choice. But if you start understanding each choice you have has a direct impact to every fucking thing else in this world, it's a connection. By me just holding on your arm, that's a fucking connection just now. I don't know what that meant. Could be anything. But it's a connection. The smallest things we do have the biggest fucking impact, which is terrifying to think. But it's like we are on this little waving path, and I think our goal is always to get to our end point, how we want it, right? And we may fall, we may rise, and you know, it goes different ways, and you can keep getting to the endpoint rising the whole fucking way if you want. I don't know how to achieve that. That's what my main goal is.
Just follow that intuition.
Yeah, and
you already know.
I think
you just said
it. And that's my personal belief, and that's
I believe it
because that's the only time everything's worked out. I'm like, what the fuck? I remember when I was struggling for money. I am going to Goodwill. I think I talked about this before. I was like, I kept thinking about these fucking tennis shoes over there.
Yeah, man.
And I ended up grabbing. I was like, you know what? Let me try them both on. And it was fucking $180 in the shoe.
It's so interesting how that works, you know, because there's another saying that says, for people that feel lost or they don't know what to do, all you gotta do is just start. And as soon as you start walking on the path, the path shows itself.
Yeah, you have to start.
That's what they say.
These people like to wait.
Yeah, I believe in that. You know, because for example, when it comes to pursuing a passion, a lot of the time, that passion that you have, your original passion, your dream, your goal, that original goal isn't it. But on that path to pursuing it, you find your actual shit, you know? Because, like, you know how you talk about music, right? Maybe you pursued it for a good amount of time. You put in a lot of work, right? You know, but it didn't turn out how you would like it.
No.
But who knows that... But you're still on this path of pursuing something. So who knows, as you're pursuing... It'll just come to you. It'll just reveal, you know?
I look at it differently because you saying that, it made me think of different things. It helped, speaking of Kat, because his world, he's a musician.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a musician, I probably wouldn't be as related to his world.
Yeah.
Because I have a thing with, like, most creatives, I don't, if the person's not really a creative type, I'm not going to be as connected with them because I'm a different level of connecting. It's like people might have similar or dabbled in it, but when someone's a true creative, like how Kat is, he's the same as me on a different level. He's a higher level.
He's definitely a very creative
person. And that's what I go after. It's like, that's what but if I wasn't dabbling in that creative world, I wouldn't probably know it.
He's so creative.
He is.
That, never mind. I was gonna make a joke. I couldn't make it. My bad.
No, but
no offense. Make a joke.
But no, I feel like because like I look at it as like maybe I wanted a certain thing in my life. So I thought like why can't I be in a band? Like I've tried and failed so many fucking times being different musicians and I wanted that, but we used to get, because I got to the point where I stopped playing all my instruments. I got so upset about it, you know? It's like, and same thing, I used to draw. I stopped drawing because I lost all my drawing, so I haven't drawn in like 15 years.
No, yeah, I remember you telling me that was a sad ass.
Yeah, no, it fucking sucked, man. But it's all about finding your journey, and like, I'm trying. I look at it like, oh, because because it didn't happen back then, so like it was a waste of time. But no, I still have these things, but because we're impatient. We for some reason we are all impatient, and we think it all has to happen now. It may happen for some people. They probably fucking follow their intuition. That's usually how that happens. People that break out like that PewDiePie dude.
Sometimes it's just plain luck.
Yeah, it is. But that luck, because my brother always tells me, dumb luck. You just have dumb luck. I'm like. Or I'm just listening. I'm just following my gut. Always listen because me having aphasia, I feel like that's easier for me to follow my intuition because I don't really think about the future. It's hard. I can't imagine shit. So it's like I just live in the here and now. Because what the fuck is boy wasting energy worrying about the past or the future? All I can do is just prove who the fuck I am and keep going. And that's what I've always done. So I think I've subconsciously always listened to this intuition.
Okay, and maybe you're not lucky. You just.
Well,
intuition is just
what is luck?
You.
What is luck? You know,
I think luck is preparation plus opportunity. That's literally it. That's the math equation. I think I just messed with the audio. But, anyway, that's an actual quote. They say that luck is just preparation meets opportunity. And when I say that, you can look at, for example, if you're a musician, let's say you spent 5 years practicing guitar, right? That's your preparation. You're practicing, but you're like, nothing's happening, right? But let's say somehow you stumble upon a band and then need a guitarist. You've been practicing for 5 years and now you stumbled upon this opportunity. Yeah. People could be like, oh, you're lucky to stumble upon this band, but you're not.
Yeah, if I wasn't prepared.
You just practiced all these years. I think you're right. And you came upon an opportunity.
So
you know?
I was doing that as well. It was like talking about
I say one more thing?
Yeah, keep going.
I think to become successful, I think a lot of it is just being prepared in a lot of things, you know, like when it comes, you like prepared money wise. Like if you just spend a lot of years just investing, that's being prepared. And then you, in that same time, spend that time working out. You're preparing your body to become, you know, a CEO or become strong for a family, you know. Yeah. And I think to increase your chance of becoming a success, you need to try and prepare yourself for a bunch of shit. Yeah. Because you don't know which one's going to pop up.
No, it's true. Because you
don't know what opportunity
you're going to stumble upon.
So if you're a good musician, if you're a good speaker, if you're good at math, then the amount of opportunities that are available to you are much bigger. Yeah. The more that you're able to do. you know?
No, it's so he's hitting something that's right on the point. I didn't realize I was even someone doing this, but like I told my wife just recently, I was like, because I want to eventually, if I could leave this country, I would like to, eventually go travel abroad a lot more.
Yeah.
But I don't speak except for English. I don't speak another language.
Yeah.
And so like I want to keep bettering myself. It's all I can do because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have fucking no idea. All I can do is right now better myself. Like preparing because I didn't even know I was doing that. So I'm trying to learn new things. Like I wish I could travel over there. So like let me learn French. I want to try to learn it and be able to hopefully speak it. And if I keep practicing, I should be able to speak it hopefully less than a year. It's realistically very good possibility.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, if you just how much do you practice? How often do you want to practice? If I practice 4 or 5 hours a night, I
took Mandarin for like 6 years. I don't know anything.
Well, it's
I also didn't care.
Yeah, that's the thing is like how bad do you want it. Like, determination is a big factor. So if you keep preparing yourself, and I'm on this place where I just want to heal who the fuck I am. I want to be a better version of myself always. So it's like always constant, always conscious. Mm-hmm. It's something this mindset I've been trying to tell myself because being like preparation, like me being a musician allow for opportunities to happen because me learning instruments that I learned has allowed these opportunities to happen to help open up doors that I didn't realize were doors that I wanted open.
It works opposite too.
It does.
Because maybe let's say you had a dream of becoming a musician, but you just never put in the work. And then let's say 5 years later, you come across that same band and they need like guitarists and you're like, fuck, this whole time I could have been practicing for this, but I wasted my time,
Yeah.
So it works both ways.
It's true.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to keep pushing yourself forward. Don't be stagnant.
You
always
never know.
better yourself. Yeah, you never know.
What might come
but
across.
if you're always prepared,
but
you'll always be ready.
That's literally everything I know from all these interviews I watched.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing for literally everybody.
Well, it
it's
makes
just
me feel
them.
good that subconsciously I've been doing it.
It's
so
just them.
good.
Yeah, because and it's also going back to what you're saying. It's not overnight.
No.
These people, they, actors, rappers, stand-up comedians, they put years of work because they really wanted it to work. And then as they walked that path, opportunities came.
Yeah.
And they met people and they were prepared and they got it. That's literally how it is. Every single successful person. It's no secret formula. It's just a lot of hard work and for real giving it your all and building connections because that's really how things work when you come together as a group of people,
No,
because monkey alone, weak. Monkey together strong. Okay, whatever the Planet of the Apes calls.
No, dude, that's true. It makes me mad.
Apes together strong.
That's crazy. It's like that's
because I could be doing my own shit. You could be doing your own shit, but we come together. Now we have our combined shit, and then that could attract more people. And next thing you know, you have a collective.
Well, my main goal, both me and my wife's main goal in life, we were trying to get that's why we came to Seattle. We wanted to have eventually, if we could have like a place where creatives could go, where people could go there to learn. It could be just to learn music, to learn anything. It's free. We want it to be free for people where they can go there. It's like almost like a park, but it's like a thing that's inviting regardless. Cool. So it's like same thing. The people that are struggling and you need help, it's like that's what this is for. It's supposed to help people that are wanting to better themselves. It's like I don't know. We're trying to figure out how to get this started. Obviously, money has to be key.
I have that same concept, honestly. I kind of have that thing when it comes to podcasting because I do want to grow this and I know I want to help people out. Because I know the struggle of being like an artist or like trying to do something. So if I were to create, if I were to build an audience with this, then any person that I meet that I find that's like a struggling artist, I would bring them on to give them the eyes and help them out. That's what I want to do.
I think that's all we can do. As humans, just keep pushing it.
Let's say if I already had this podcast before I met you, and I had like couple thousand subscribers, and I meet you and I find out you're a photographer, I would have brought you on and shout your shit out. And same thing with Christian. And that's what I think we should be doing together. We all have this mentality, we want to be all in for ourselves, but as what I liked about Seattle is that's not what I heard about Seattle. Seattle people, they want to help people. I respect that. I respect the grind of trying to become something. That's why I want to help. And I myself am trying to do it. And if I do become successful, then I'm going to bring other people up too. Because I know it's hard. And it's hard to get eyes.
It is.
And get shit on your product or whatever you're trying to do.
I mean, that's the same thing. I try to help people as much as I can in whatever way I can. That's not too expensive. There's a lyric from this band I like, but don't set yourself on fire to keep other folks warm.
That's like your favorite lyric.
Man. It is, man. It fucking shit blew my mind when I heard it.
I saw you reference that like 3 times on this podcast so far.
It's like, dude, I want it to stick because it is important.
You got to tattoo that.
I might, man. Because I really feel like it's because I'm guilty of doing that.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of like, you know, setting myself on fire to keep people happy and doing this shit, but like to what end? It's causing damage to myself where I'm not even pursuing things that I should be pursuing or bettering myself anymore. And I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to be. So it's like trying to learn that. It's a hard lesson to learn. And like, it's not our job. I want to help people, but you don't need to do it to where you now can't help yourself. You know, you don't want to start struggling again. It's like, we should be able to help each other to whatever it may be, and it could be something small. It's a small thing can go a long ways, and people don't realize they don't have to be a big help every single time.
I believe so. You know, sometimes someone just gives you a compliment about your hat, and you're like, "That made my day." Yeah,
sometimes that's it. And
all it took was that little effort.
Yeah, especially if it's genuine. If you're just being genuine to somebody and helping them out, to me that's how life should be. We should be trying to help each other out, be there for people.
I think so.
And one day there's going to be something in Seattle. Just so y'all know, that's going to be a collective.
It's going to be this bear. You're going to see this bear everywhere.
You might be, man. Like, oh shit. They go there,
bear.
They're gonna see a broken bear. What the fuck's this? And they go there. It's just a collective for people to learn about things, expand their brain. If they need help with stuff,
that's
it's there.
I love art and the whole creating shit. So I want to bring people on here that do that type of shit.
Yeah, it's just I want these people. Most people believe like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I was like, anybody can do anything. If you really believe, if you want to learn how to draw, yeah, seriously, you want to learn how to draw. Practice drawing shapes. Draw a triangle over and over and over. Eventually, it'll be easy. You can do it with your eyes closed.
We're all the one.
Yeah. No, I really feel like we are. If you just because we just all know we're not. We tell each other we doubt, and that holds us back.
But when you actually believe it, like if you're crazy like Steve Jobs and you believe it, or Kanye West, you see what they did.
Yeah, and I really feel like that. And like speaking of that, because I told you, like I cannot sing at all. I've accidentally sung once. And I don't know what I was doing. It's like, it's about freeness. I wasn't in my head. And I was like, all right, how can I figure out how to make this work? Because being a musician that I can't sing, it makes it harder. But mostly I can't tell people, show them the sound that I'm trying to show them because it doesn't sound right coming out my mouth.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe this, I don't know if this will work, but intuition kept telling me, just do it, just hit the note and keep trying to practice it over and over and over. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I keep having a thought pop in my head randomly. I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what else am I doing going on? You know, it's like, if I can do that a couple hours a day, see what happens. And like, that's it. Just always bettering yourself. So that opportunity that whenever it does come available, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going to come available. I might want it right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
So
can't force it.
Yeah. I can't force it. And
that's
the secret.
Keep walking on the path and it'll come.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And if your intuition, you feel like it's telling you to do this, sometimes you have to make sure you're in the right mindset. But sometimes it might feel right, and you're like, oh, this is it. But then it wasn't. That's why it's hard to know. And I was still struggling trying to figure out what's intuition, what's not. I know usually when these manifestations that happen, I'm not thinking about anything. It just is there. Like, oh shit. Like I'm not in my head about stuff. Usually when these things that have happened, when I'm listening to my gut, following it, I'm not overthinking it. It's just, it's there. It's like that child innocence because they believe without thinking. They're just, oh, of course. Why would I not believe this? That is the biggest secret and key, and I still struggle with that because we're human. We rationalize. It's easy for us.
It's all about balance. It always fucking comes to that, you know. But anyway, balance. We talk about it every podcast,
is key,
including
man.
this one, and this one's at the end because we reached the balance of time.
No.
What did you have?
I agree.
No,
man, that's it. I
Okay.
just trying to always better yourself and just having that mindset. Like life is there for sure, but if you're not ready for it, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
So it's like always being ready.
You can't let life pass by you.
Yeah.
You know, because no matter what, time's gonna go on. You can't just lay in bed all day and fucking depressed.
It's like the Boy Scout motto: "Always be prepared," or whatever they say.
I've never been in Boy Scouts.
I haven't either, but I have a Boy Scout knife I got from my state.
How? Oh, from a state. Okay, my bad.
It's just says Boy Scout. I was like, but I think the motto is like always be prepared, which is true. Always be prepared. Just trying to you don't know what situation do you want in your life. Prepare for it, however you can.
Yeah.
If you want this, prepare for it. Yeah. Practice.
It's always good to be prepared.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for taking your time to watch this video. Just two guys talking, you know, Broken Bear conversations. Pretty much. Again, we're on everything: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Check us out. I'm Seiko.
I'm Josh.
And what is your Instagram again?
It's at poetry.and.lens.
Yep. Check it out, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Peace.